pot limit Omaha and RunItOncePoker.eu. Jesus, you got my words sorted out. Welcome back to the stream, and let's see what we can get going. So it's around Saturday noon right now, so there's not too many tables going on RunItOnce. But there are, let me check, there's like 20 people in the pool, so it's decent. The site is still in beta, they're not doing any marketing right now. I expect those numbers to go up quite a bit over time. The games are good, the site has been treating me very well since I signed up 4 days ago. Up like 16 buy-ins and unlocked like 20 euros of the deposit bonus. And life is good. Saw some big splash pots. Some huge splash pots, in fact. Like 2 400 big blind pots, 1 800 and 1 1000 big blind pot. So there was 100 euros put into the pot pre-flop. Played it four-handed, had a medium strength hand and well, actually on the crappy side. And didn't manage to win it, but I was super stoked and I like it, it's exciting. Basically doing a fun flip with so much added money that you can't go wrong just putting the money in the middle. No, pretty much no matter what your cards, unless you have like quad deuces, I think. Probably a different story. That being pretty much the only exception. Otherwise, you're good. Put it in. Get the first nice hand of the day. This is going to be a short stream to try to sort out some technical things, like having a Discord show, my streaming status, and all that jazz. And then there's going to be lunch and, you know, some real-world stuff. And afterwards I'll be back for the rest of the day, basically. So talking about the Discord stuff, it doesn't seem that it's showing my status as streaming. I'll see if I can sort it out on the side. Let's see, Discord, game activity. Maybe that'll do the trick. Yeah, nice. That'll work. Awesome is that. There's a small, no, actually not that small splash pot happening on the top left. You get medium strength on the lower end of the medium strength kings, but we're on the button. So raise and the raise calling is fine. But we got it through, which is also fine. Playing heads up on one table, it's not something I'm looking to do specifically, but I mean right now since the pool is fairly small, I'll give it a go. The good news about my heads up game is that I can only improve on it. Plenty of room to grow. We do flop a pair and a flush draw on a very coordinated board. Gonna see if I can take it away with maybe just a small bet. Here, against a not pot-sized bet and a raise, a 3-bet, I'm gonna just pitch these kings. They don't play too well on the flop. Here we make our flush, which is awesome. From what I've heard, heads up flushes go up in value quite a lot. As opposed to, you know, a full ring game where you want to be much more careful with a flush like this. Well, we take it down. Might have been some value in checking there. Seeing that it's heads up, I don't know. Definitely raising this one out of position. Flop very well on table 1. It's very unlikely this guy has a 3. Well, here's hoping. Bet small. Not really worried about anything. Flop an open-ender and a backdoor flush draw and pretty much nothing else. On the board he could very well have a piece on. Now this guy is raising us, which is interesting to say the least. Check in here once again on table number 2. Not gonna lay this down just yet. On table 1. Now this guy is betting... He's betting almost pot-sized, that's fine. Now I'm getting confused on table 1. Does he have his... So he's claiming to have kings or a 3? Maybe some ace 3 type of hand? Color me not convinced. I'm still curious. I'd probably lay this down almost all of the time, I think, but... No, I feel like he's hoping for my call. Yep. I lay this down like 9.9 out of 10 times. Gonna give him a call now, see what he has. He has the quads, okay, that's fair enough. Nice hand, sir. Not really sure why he called with that hand before the flop. Did he have anything going for it? Baby flush draw. Before the flop, I mean, and 2 suited cards, Jack 3, 3, 5. The big blind, yeah, you got a good price. Hey Manifest, nice to see you back. Thanks. Can always use some good luck wishes. I'd be fine with just avoiding bad luck, but good luck, you know, is even better. Even gooder. I know that's not the way to say it. Flop a middle and bottom pair. We're in position, so maybe take one off. Although we don't really have any backup to speak of. He continues the story for the full part now. I can't really justify a call, I think. Already feeling bad enough about what just happened on table 1. So this day marks the first... I started streaming as a RunItOnce streamer yesterday. I started streaming 4 days ago, like in total. And this marks the first stream where I have been officially accepted into the streamer program. So if that is something that excites you, then by all means give it a go yourself. It's easy to get in and everybody can do it. And you know, it's certainly fun for me. I hope it's looking like it's fun to you. Take it down on table 1 with a... I was gonna say c-bet. I was talking too much, I didn't really pay attention to the action here. Definitely gonna pay attention to table 3 now, that I get the bullets. Happy to put in more money. When I watch, like, you know, Jay Nanda's videos or something like that, I see him calling here, like, a lot to limit variance. I mean, we would be in position and all that, and to see a flop for a nice price with not that strong of a ace-ace type hand. But I feel and that's like a completely unqualified opinion, I feel in the lowest stakes, which is what I'm playing, I just go for brutal value. It helps when you flop the nuts. I'm not gonna check. Am I gonna check? I'm gonna check this one, I think. Just to mix it up a little. Been mixing up things a little yesterday. Betting and bluffing in spots that I had never bluffed before. And it worked out quite nicely. I think the streaming actually helped. Talking through the hands and taking a bit longer on each decision. Not massively multi-tabling is also just gonna call here. See if he continues the story. The board doesn't pair, which is obviously good news. Now I'm just gonna go for value. Hoping he's not a believer. We get trip aces, but they're suited. They're among the best trip aces you can get, I'd say. So as I said in the beginning, this is unfortunately just gonna be a short stream. I'm gonna have some, you know, lunch and some real life stuff I'm gonna have to do. But I'll be back in the early afternoon for pretty much the rest of the day. This is a bit of a dicey board. I'm gonna see bet like a third, I think. Betting too small is not gonna achieve anything. You have a gutter to the nuts, which is always, you know, nice to know in the back of your mind. A king would make us to nut straight, that's what I mean. Now this is Except for it being a 7, no, an obvious straight comes in. This card is quite nice. We now have the nut flush draw on top. I'm just gonna check it now. I don't want to get raised off this. And if I'm not gonna get him to lay down like pretty much all the hands that beat me, I think. I don't think I can believably sell a 8-9. Well, I might be able to. Now seeing that I'm in late position. Just gonna check it again. Expecting to lose it quite a lot against 2-pair, yeah, but just exactly what he had. I think I played that well. Like, lost the minimum and a decent amount of outs. Let me check out his hand. He had a Jack 10 3 5. Yeah, that's not the hand that you want to play against a raise. If somebody races against 2 people, even if you get a good price in the, what was it, small blind. Definitely getting a good price here. Looking to make it a slightly worse price for him. Raising it up. That's not what I'm looking for, but I'm fairly certain it's not the board he is looking for either. Well, I tell a lie. Apparently he likes it a lot. Nothing to do but fold. That's cool. Hey, look at that. I'm not the sleepy guy at this table. That's a nice change. Here I'm no reads guy, which is fine. You know, keep up the mystery. For a little while longer until the client figures out that I'm on the tighter end of things sometimes. Not, I was gonna say not calling here, but we're closing the action. It's fine. Raise folding on table 4. Except for blockers for future straights, not much going on table 3. What's this hand? Yeah, you take it, sir. You take it. Not gonna do anything on, well, actually it was just 5 cents. I think that would have been easily justified. And out of position. I don't fancy playing this hand. That's a mistake, it can't be a huge one. There's some extra money in this pot, but this is not the hand to do anything about it. This 50 cents is not big enough of an incentive. This, however, I don't mind playing out of position. Especially since this guy is turning out to be a loose, what is it, loose aggressive? Raising it up. Couldn't have asked for a much better flop. That would be just greedy to ask for something better. I'm gonna get more money in the pot. Not gonna mind anything he does, basically. But he folds. Not. I would have preferred a call or even a raise on that board, to be honest. Could never be in terribly bad shape. It took me a while to. I was just thinking, like, if he had queens, obviously I wouldn't be super stoked. It had me thinking that it was tough for me to wrap my head around that in the beginning when I started playing Puttlam at Omaha. That you can flop top set and not be a favorite. I actually had one situation like that on stream yesterday or the day before where somebody flopped like a set of jacks on a very draw heavy board and I had all the draws. I had an overpair, I had an open-ender sort of wrap going on, the nut flush draw. And I got there too, which was nice. So Barry Greenstein wasn't necessarily right. Math isn't always idiotic. In that moment it worked out, being a favorite. Of course, it doesn't always do that. I had my fair share of run bet, and I'll have it again, like over and over. But the more you get into these spots, like, or into periods where you run bet, and the less it affects you, ideally. Especially when you're playing within your means. And you're not, playing for rent money and would go hungry if you lose the spot, type of thing. Which obviously wouldn't be ideal. It would be pressure I couldn't deal with. Which is also why I'm starting low, working my way up, working my way back up again. I have a decent sized bankroll, and I played much higher stakes as a short stacker. But now I'm learning the great full stack 100 BB game. Gaining some confidence in my deep stack game as well, slowly. So I'm not leaving the tables anymore after a while after I doubled up, unless it's, you know, a very tight table or I have three aggressive guys to my left covering me. Oh, never mind, never mind, I shouldn't have tanked here so long. It took me a while to get to grips with what was going on. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, 50 cents extra, okay. I thought it was more. Like, whenever there's a splash pot happening, the total turns yellow. And I sometimes get confused because I think, like, that's the entire sum that has been put into the pot on top. So it's slightly confusing, but as soon as you mouse over, it'll tell you. And it's important to know that for raising and betting purposes, the added amount does count. So in this case, instead of being able to raise to 35 cents before the flop, assuming only the blinds are in at this point, you would be able to raise to, what was it, 85, I believe? Which is nice. If you happen to have a good hand and a splash pot, you can really defend that extra money or try to claim it as your own. I'm gonna raise very wide here. I don't think that's a standard raise by any means. Although we're one off the button, it has to account for something. Not happy, probably gonna pitch it. Let me say I should pitch it, and I know I should pitch it. Every once in a while, I'm gonna do something different. Sometimes it works out. Do flop some blockers, which, if he checks, could come in handy. Which he does, so no reason to do anything else, is there? Nah. Obviously, would be super. Well, that's. Huh, what do you know? As in, that's like the perfect card to bluff on now. If he bets, it would be even more exciting, because we could raise him with absolutely nothing, basically. Now I'm gonna go big. There's no reason to, you know, get even more fancy than running a pretty much pure bluff. Hey, and what do you know? It works. Wow, I'm super stoked. There's like 9 of you watching on a Saturday noon. Thank you for keeping me company. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a short stream. I'm actually gonna have to cut it short pretty soon. I was just trying to sort out some technical stuff. I have to pick up my brother from the train station and eat some lunch with the family. Definitely raising up this one. For sure, I'm gonna raise up this one. Yeah, nice. We get to squeeze. A lot of, hopefully, dead money in the pot. With top pair, the topest of kickers. This is a no-brainer c-bet. Gonna go bet big, get him into a tough spot if he has like a queen-jack, king-queen sort of hand. Let me take it down. Yeah, I think I'm fine with it on table 1 with the half pot size bet. This one is a decent board if he has, unless he has a queen. Just it's not unlikely by any means, him being in the small blind. But I'm still gonna bet big and probably bet big fold, which is something I don't do often. I mean, probably bet fold. It's a bet fold for sure. But I mean, I don't often bet big and then have the game plan to fold to aggression. Or you take it down, and that's a relief. Was expecting any queen to call, and very likely he didn't have one. Some added money. Nah, these guys are... At least one of them is gonna call, and then we're gonna be out of position with a medium strength hand. Not looking to get into that spot just yet. One of the spots I'm not entirely sure about. It might be like if I tell you that I would sometimes fold this or often fold this, you might call me a nit, and you might be right. But by any means, it's not a great hand. It's important to know that, especially now that I pay close attention to it. It's double suited, but it's not the good kind of double suited, as in the 2 highest cards of the same suit. It's a fun board, sort of, I think. sure what to do about it. I don't want to get raised off my potential backdoors, like the backdoor flushes, and definitely folding table 3, folding table 4, that's standard. I'm gonna check again. I mean, does he check any really good hands here? No, I don't think he does. I'm gonna bet. I don't see him checking the nuts here or anything close to them. Nice, take it down on table 1. Definitely raising it up on table 2. Calling a raise, I think, is the way to go here. Now let me check the clock. Yeah, another 5 for 10 minutes. For a very quick stream in the morning. But I'm excited, you know, I just couldn't not play, and I figure if I play, I might as well have some of you keep me company. I mean, any jack is probably gonna call us, especially since we're on the button. We can have a very wide range here. It's not like we're representing aces exclusively or anything like that. It's just limp raise. Just get limp right there. Nice. Yeah, he just limped. So he's the, let's see, a small, big. He's middle position and he just limped. In case you're new to PLO, don't do that. Like, if you never limp, at least open limp, be the first one in, then you're doing fine. Oh, he bets and yeah, I'm gonna take one off. Color me confused. Might very well be folding here. Now, this would be some bluffing opportunities. Unfortunately, we don't have any of the cards that, you know, would make the straight, and he could have a Jack-7 type of hand. Complete rainbow aces on table 1. Would be awesome if somebody re-raises us so we can put as much money as we can in before the flop, saving us, making decisions easier later. He's continuing his story, but he's betting really small now. Is he looking for a call, or is he trying to bluff me out cheaply? Again, I'm going to do something different than I usually do. I fold this like almost always. Well, switching things up does pay off once again. So, and we do get our wish on table 1, which is awesome. And we're gonna give him the bad news. Gonna tell him we have aces. We're not gonna do this. There's some nice, very nice kings we're gonna do this with that have an ace in them as well. But that's probably about it. And is pretty face up at this point. And he's clenching his teeth now, which I would too. But actually, he doesn't have any reason. He played it fine. He raised. He had hopefully a raising hand, but he wasn't just doing it with napkins. And he folded and he played it well. I mean, that's what I would have done with a lot of hands. You have to have a raise folding range. I know that much. At least on, you know, most sites where people have huts on you and they always they know who you are because you always have the same name and the same avatar and whatever. They get smart about what you're doing really quick, especially not about the intricacies of your game, the more finer points. But if you only 3-bet the aces or 4-bet the aces, then you're gonna have a hard time pretty soon when people figure you out in that regard. And so that's important. I'm not sure being on this side changes that dynamic a little bit because you're always new to the table. Whenever you leave a table and you join the table, you get a new avatar and a new name, and so it's tough for the people to catch on. You can probably get away with a nittier play here much more easier. Or like, hang on, gonna bet smallish here. No reason to go nuts. Even though it would be I would be living up to my name. But I'm not raising. I made myself smile. Yeah, as I was to finish the thought, I think, you know, if you're starting out and you get some basics down, like you know, the straightforward moves, the re-raising with the aces, and you're not sure what other hands you should be re-raising. In all honesty, this might be a good side to do that, because people just won't be able to catch on. And if they do, they, you know, won't stay caught on as soon as you leave the table. Well, and I'm a little bit sad that I have to leave. There's 10 of you watching and keeping me company, which I appreciate immensely. This is also new to me that I'm still super stoked whenever I see that number go up. As it did now to 11 people, which is like 10% more awesome than it was before. But alas, there's some real world stuff that'll keep me away from the computer for like 1 or 2 hours. And rest assured, I'm gonna be sitting there like strumming my fingers, like when's this family lunch over? I need to, have people to see, things to do, pots to win. Raising this, not a super exciting hand. It looks very nice. It's not a bad hand by any means. I'm not trying to badmouth the King 9-9-10. Double suited. Looks like we're gonna be playing a family pot. The upside of these hands is they flop either something very nice. You're not gonna get into too many dicey spots where a lot of guesswork is involved. This one's pretty straightforward. I'm gonna check it against 3 other people, not having an ace, and not looking to get like raised out of the raised out of the hand or something like that, because we do have decent equity, even in the 4-way pot. Second nut flush draw, backdoor flush draw, backdoor trips, or set, I should say. And what do you know? What do you know? Also a nice looking hand down here. I always enjoy these types of hands. He raises. Easy call, IMO. And easy fold. Also same type of hand like this one on table 2. Like it's not gonna get into too many really weird spots. Which I appreciate. I mean, PLO is complex enough as it is. No, nothing to do but fold, it's fine. Yeah, it's like I don't even know what he... I wouldn't even want to venture a guess as to what he had. Most likely a queen. Raise folding here under the gun is the way to go, I think, because we're gonna be... I was gonna say I tell a lie, I'm not under the gun, but this guy's sitting out, and what I said is true. Now this guy's choosing this spot to lead out, and I don't like it, obviously, at all. Could very well have played the nut flush like this. And so I'm just... I can't fold. There's decent bluffing opportunities for him there, but he does have the nut flush. And I think that's pretty standard. Let me know if you could find a fold here, like, often. I'd be curious if you can, and to hear your reasons. By no means an expert at this, just yet. Let's see, yeah. I'm gonna have to cut it short pretty soon. It's a pity. Games are good. Games are pretty much always good on RunItOnce. Then again, it's like, €10 buy-in, so I'm not under the mistaken impression that I'm playing high stakes and have to look for spots. €10 buy-ins are always good, is what I'm saying. Except in certain fast-paced games that I played in the past on other sites, where everyone's just knitting it up and waiting for, the double-suited ace-ace king-king. Actually didn't really think too much about this spot, but I think the c-bet half-pot is standard. You have decent outs. Now that I think a little bit more about it, seeing a raise here wouldn't be ideal, but we definitely would have to see a turn. So maybe I played this one. I should have thought about it a little bit more. Probably would have ended up doing the same. Maybe even bet bigger. Have my playing chips right here. I think that's what really got me excited about poker. It gives me something to do with my hands. I'm kind of a fidgety person, so... And the other thing that got me into poker was the vague dream that you could be sitting laid back in your chair, putting your feet up on the table, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, and look to make at least some money out of it from the comfort of your home. And I mean, why not give that a try? Was my thinking. And I've been enjoying it ever since. For quite a number of years now. Wow, really? There's 12 people, 13 people watching. I'm very excited about that. Even more sad that I'm gonna have to leave for a while. Thank you all for joining, for dropping in, and for keeping me company at least for a while. It's awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been saying it a lot. Now I finally have to pull the trigger. I will have to wind it this small and short morning session down. Let me check out how I did. I think I lost one buy-in with against the aces, I think. No, with the aces. Never mind. The guy had, I don't remember. I should be better at, remembering specific hands as a poker player. But alas, can't change how nature made me. I don't have the head for this kind of thing. I have to write those details down and check them out later, as my inner Canadian would say. So, right, I was gonna check how the session has been going. I think I'm down just a little bit, not much. Like, let's see, even on these tables, like, should be like half a buy-in down, which is, completely standard. It's like half a hand. But all in all, RunItOnce Poker has been treating me very well. I'm up 164 euros. Like 20 or 25 of that is from the deposit bonus. The rest is straight up profit from the games. And in terms of BB per 100 hands, I feel that is a more than decent win rate. Hey Manifest, thanks for the follow. That is quite exciting stuff. At least to me, but I'm easily excited. As you maybe can tell by now. But it's how I go about my life. And I see no reason to change it now. Yeah, I'm gonna let the site know that I unfortunately have to cut this session short. Leave all tables. I like that this site has this already. Like the small comfort functions. I've tried a certain other site that is trying to has a new software in beta and has had it in beta for a while, and I tried that beta client and I came to the conclusion quickly that beta is exactly the right word. So I'm a little bit surprised actually to see that they already paid attention to some little things here. It's not a great hand by any means, but I mean, if you flop this, then that changes things a little bit. You can already like customize your bet slider, which is what I did here. Would wish for one more button, but I'm a computer guy. You can't have enough buttons. That's my approach. Actually, just did this on autopilot again on table 2. Not sure about the bet size. Like maybe go. Nah, I think it's fine. Not any draws on there, so if you bet big and you get called in, I would suddenly not be in love with the situation, and yeah. Especially since making a full house is hard when you already have a pair in your hand. Puts you just in a bad spot against a guy that also has the button. No, he wouldn't have had position, but everything else is I think, stands. And there's a fine way to think about it. Raising this one up, for sure. Hey Manifest, thank you. Manifest is saying, very nice stream. Thank you very much for the kind words. That's awesome to hear. Well, I mean, you can probably tell I've been doing this for 4 days, so I know my way around this stuff. Fair enough, we get min raised, and of course we flop the world. So suddenly I don't mind getting raised. Don't mind getting let into either, but this one I'm not gonna slow play this one. Cause there are some sets he could have here. I'm probably being too cautious, but I've gotten to tough spots a lot when I try to get fancy and slow play in certain spots. I think that was a nice moment to change it up. Obviously, he didn't have one, he didn't call, but I'm happy. Took down the pot, and that's all that matters. The small pots add up. It's the big pots you pay attention to when you think about how you've been doing, but it's the small parts that either get you or break you or make you, I feel. So I couldn't be more excited that so many of you decided to join me for a quick session in the morning. If you like what you saw, then by all means come back at some point. If you don't, do something else. Plenty of other things to do, other people to watch, places to be. But should you decide that you, excuse me, would like to see more of what I'm doing, then you certainly can do so. I will be streaming for the most of the day. And seeing that I have a lot of time on my hands, that'll be true for most other days to come as well. Just waiting now for the blinds to get to us. Maybe somebody sits out and we have to play another orbit, which wouldn't be ideal, because I really have to go pick up my brother. It's not that cold, but he's not gonna like sitting in front of the train station in winter. So to the 15 people that have been enduring my ramblings ons, and I hope you enjoyed the stream a little. And I have to be smarter about this. I was gonna catch you later and end the stream right here, but I have to get used to, hover with the mouse over the stop streaming button and have a nice goodbye speech ready. Which I don't now because I confused myself, so I'll just end it with a bye.